It's like energy drinks should be reclassified as like tired blocker drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not real energy drinks.
We've been lied to. They're not
Yeah.
giving us energy.
Yeah.
They're preventing us from feeling drowsy. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 15 of the Clean Kitchen Podcast. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Kevin.
That's right. Kevin is back.
I'm back, baby.
You feeling better?
Feeling a lot better. Yeah.
Good.
I got taken out.
Yeah.
By a flu, cold. I'm not sure exactly what it was.
When you were traveling, right?
Yeah, when
You're
I was up in New York.
In New York for business.
Yes.
Business stuff.
Business stuff, yeah. Caught something up there and it wiped me out.
Nice.
But I'm back.
You're better.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Kristen did a good job filling
Great
in
job.
for you.
Yeah.
I know you watched that episode, and hopefully all of you did as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back, and what are we going to be talking about today?
Today we are talking about energy drinks. But before we get into that,
Yeah,
you're also back from
That's
Turks,
true.
Turks and Caicos.
I am back.
Yeah. How was it? Looking tan?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
So much fun. Shout out to Bobby from Flav City and Erica, our manager, for planning and organizing all of that. It was fantastic. We got to meet a bunch of other influencers in the space, specifically the food space, different recipes and other health-related influencers. So it was a lot of fun. Got to meet a lot of fun people that I watch all the time on Instagram, but it was good meeting them in person.
Yes.
And
Following along on Instagram, I was jealous.
it was, yeah.
It looked pretty nice.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of posting.
Yes.
But yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. So if you have like 10 influencers in a room, is everyone pretty much just recording all the time?
Yeah, someone always has their phone out.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's always recording something. Yeah. And like, not jealous isn't the right word, but I'm sitting there, and if I see someone else recording, I'm like, oh my gosh, should I be recording too?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what I should do here, but I don't know. I almost need someone just like always videotaping me. I was thinking about this, like,
Wow.
instead of just pulling out my phone and finding the right times to do a story or videotape myself or whatever, I'm like, I just need someone videotaping me at all times.
Yeah, a full-time documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I can just go through and edit it afterwards.
Yeah. So if you're interested in that, reach out to, no, just kidding.
Kyle at cleankitchennutrition.com is my email. Shoot me a message if you're interested. But anyway, let's get into this episode. What are we talking about today?
Yeah, energy drinks. So there's a lot of mystery, and I think maybe we will break down some myths associated with energy drinks today. But before we get into that, just thinking about when I've seen energy drinks most commonly used, it's been in the workplace, which we'll touch on a little bit, but that's not what they were designed for. And we were both public accountants. We spent a lot of time.
Sure were.
A lot of time.
Good times, right?
Oh, great times, yeah. A lot of times in an office.
Yeah.
Some late nights. And you'd always see
Late nights.
at like 6 or 7 p.m., someone crack open a Red Bull or a Monster Energy or a Celsius.
Yes.
And you're sitting there, a group of individuals, and sometimes you're wondering to yourself, that can't be good to be having that drink right now at 7 p.m.
That late in the night.
Yeah. But it seemed to work. It seemed to keep people up and motivated and going. So we want to understand why that happened.
Yes.
So let's start just on the first principle here of understanding energy and what it is and how it translates into our body.
Yes. So how do we get energy? How do we as humans get energized and have energy throughout the day? The main way is from our food, primarily from the glucose from carbohydrates. You can also get, things also get converted into glucose from fats and protein, but the main source of energy is from carbohydrates, specifically from glucose. So this comes from our food. We digest our food. It ultimately goes into our cells, and then a bunch of different things happen, and it gets converted into ATP, which is how we are energized.
Yep. Having some flashbacks to like chemistry class in high school.
Yeah,
ATP.
ATP, mitochondria,
Yes,
all that good stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how we get energy.
Okay.
But I want to talk about the official definition of an energy drink from the CDC. So an energy drink, according to the CDC, and there's a bunch of different definitions of an energy drink, but the CDC defines it as a beverage that typically contains large amounts of caffeine, added sugars, other additives, and legal stimulants. Yes, legal stimulants such as guarana, which we're going to talk about, taurine, which we're going to talk about, and B vitamins. And these legal stimulants can increase alertness, attention, energy, as well as increase blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing. So don't worry if that's overwhelming to you. Don't worry, we're going to break all of that down and explain what these energy drinks are doing to your body when you consume them.
Yep, absolutely. So let's start with the ingredients then. You listed off a bunch of them there. Let's talk about probably the 3 most common ingredients that we see in a variety of different energy drinks. First one being caffeine.
Yes. So I'm going to start out with a myth for you.
Mm-hmm.
The myth is that caffeine increases your energy. It's a myth. And
that's mind-blowing.
Yeah, exactly. Caffeine does not energize you. Caffeine prevents you from getting tired or drowsy. So yes, you may get that feeling of alertness, but it's really just the caffeine blocking something called the adenosine receptor, which we've talked about. This is probably our 3rd time talking about it now.
Yeah.
The adenosine is something that builds in our body throughout the day, and it makes us feel tired and drowsy. So what caffeine does is it blocks that receptor so we don't feel tired. And therefore, we have the perception of increased energy. And we're going to talk about this a lot. But yeah, you have the perception of increased energy and wakefulness. And then when the caffeine wears off, like we've previously talked about on the coffee episode, that adenosine is all there in your brain and it's telling your body you are so tired now. And that is also known as the afternoon crash.
Yes. A very common occurrence for coffee consumers.
Yes.
And in that coffee podcast episode that we did, we talked about how you want to wait a couple hours before you consume that first cup of coffee in the morning to let your adenosine do its thing naturally.
Yep. Build up naturally.
Exactly.
Yes. To prevent that afternoon crash.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So caffeine, obviously the most common ingredient that we're going to see in these energy drinks.
Yes.
But taurine is another one that we commonly see.
Yes.
Talk to me.
And taurine isn't necessarily a bad thing. And caffeine in and of itself isn't a bad thing. Now you have to look at the amount you're consuming and when you're consuming it in the day. But we'll talk more about that later. But taurine is an amino acid. You may have heard of it before. It supports many different physiological processes in the body, like maintaining cell membrane stability and also supporting different things like cardiovascular and muscle function. And like I said, taurine is not a bad thing. The problem is that the taurine that you're going to find in energy drinks is made synthetically. And it's best whenever you can to get whether it be an amino acid like this or vitamins and minerals from real whole foods. And that's why I really suggest getting your taurine from real whole foods. And which foods are highest in taurine? A lot of animal foods. So beef, chicken, eggs, dairy products, seafood. And these are not only prevalent in these whole foods, but they're much more bioavailable, meaning our bodies absorb them.
Yep. I was going to ask you about that. So the taurine that you're getting from energy drinks, like you said, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not as bioavailable as the taurine from food.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And again, taurine in and of itself isn't giving you energy. And that's the reason I started off with that definition of what real energy is in our body. Taurine it's not glucose. It doesn't go to your cell and give you energy and produce ATP. It gives you the perception of energy.
Yeah.
So
it's like energy drinks should be reclassified as like tired blocker drinks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not real energy drinks.
We've been lied to. They're not giving us energy.
Yeah.
They're preventing us from feeling drowsy.
Yep. Okay. So that's the second ingredient. And the third and final ingredient that we want to talk about right now that we commonly find in these energy drinks is one that sounds good, vitamin B.
Yeah, B vitamins.
Yeah.
A bunch of different B vitamins, B3, B6, B9, B12, I believe. Those are all, there might be more. But those are the main ones. And B vitamins, again, are not a bad thing. The problem is that the B vitamins in energy drinks are synthetically made. Mm-hmm. So we don't even know if we're absorbing any of it, to be totally honest, because there's multiple different synthetically made forms of B vitamins, and some of them are actually well absorbed and can be beneficial, but there's other ones that are not well absorbed at all. And I'll give you an example of that is vitamin B12. The most common form of vitamin B12 that you will find in not only energy drinks, but multivitamins or B vitamin supplements is called cyanocobalamin. And this is not a well-absorbed form of vitamin B12 at all. But there's also a synthetic form of vitamin B12 called methylcobalamin, which is like the methylated form, which is much better absorbed by the body. So we have to convert cyanocobalamin, we have to like methylate it into the methylated form. So there's almost an extra step that has to happen in order for that vitamin B12 to be used by the body. But that's a sidetrack.
Yeah. Do you take a vitamin B12 supplement, or do you just get it from food naturally?
No, I'd say I get it from food.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, it's funny that a lot of these very important vitamins, minerals, amino acids are mostly found in animal food. So again, meat, eggs, organ meats, seafood are the most bioavailable forms of vitamin B12, but also certain nuts and seeds, some vegetables, and avocados as well also contain vitamin. I'm not going to say vitamin B12 and say certain B vitamins.
Okay.
So don't forget that Clean Kitchen Agreement. If you are watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. New episodes every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. And same thing for Spotify and Apple. Leave us a review. And actually, let's do something different here, Kevin.
Okay.
For those of you that have a question that you want us to answer on the next Q&A podcast, leave your question in the review on Apple, and we will be choosing from that list. We will also shout you out. We'll say your name or your username or whatever you choose, and we will be choosing maybe 10 questions to answer on, it'll be in a few weeks probably, of the Clean Kitchen podcast. So leave a review.
All right.
Leave your question there. And also let us know if you're enjoying the podcast.
Yeah. Does it have to be a 5-star review?
Preferably.
Yeah, hopefully.
But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
All right.
We like honesty.
Okay.
If you give us 4, that's okay.
Yeah, let us know why.
Yeah, let us exactly. We can always be improved upon over here at the Clean Kitchen podcast. All right, back to the show.
I was in New York, and after I'd gotten sick, I wanted to get vitamin C. And I was too sick to go to the store, and so I was just doing it through Uber Eats, getting my order. I could not find a vitamin C that didn't have some sort of sunflower, safflower oil.
Really?
In it. Yeah, not one. I was just on Walgreens, but could not find one.
That's surprising.
I know.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's a shame, yeah.
And vitamins. Speaking of vitamin C, did you end up buying one?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't even get one.
No. Well, let me ask you then.
Yeah.
In that case, if you're sick and that's the only thing you can get, is it better to get that or nothing?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
If I was only taking it for maybe a couple of days, I'd say it may be worth getting it.
Just to get some.
Yeah, and it's probably such a small amount of the sunflower or safflower oil that's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
I wouldn't take large amounts of it, but if I was really sick, which it sounds like you were in this case, maybe I would.
The upside's worth it.
Yeah, but speaking of vitamin C, so similar to what I was just saying about synthetic forms of vitamin C, the number one form of vitamin C that you see.
That's good.
Caught myself there. The number one form of vitamin C that you see on the back of vitamin C products or multivitamins or whatever it may be, and also even energy drinks sometimes contain vitamin C, is ascorbic acid.
Okay.
And this is a synthetic form of vitamin C. It's not well absorbed by the body, and it's not. So when you get vitamin C, say from an orange, which is one of the most common ways people consume vitamin C, you're getting the whole vitamin C complex. But ascorbic acid is basically, think of it as just one piece of the puzzle, one piece of that entire vitamin C complex.
Okay.
So it's much better to get your vitamin C from real whole foods, yes, but they also make some supplements that are made from one of the most common whole food supplements for vitamin C is what is it?
The name of the company?
No, it's a food, but it's a very good form of vitamin C. Acerola juice or powder or whatever it is. But yeah, that was just a fun fact.
Yeah. So let me take away there. Then.
Yeah.
Acerola is good to supplement in addition to the normal vitamin C that you're getting, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are going to supplement with an actual supplement of vitamin C, it's better to get it from something like acerola as opposed to ascorbic acid.
Got it. Okay.
And ascorbic acid is, 99.9% of the vitamin C supplements contain ascorbic acid.
Got it. All right. So you might see too, relating it back to energy drinks, some energy drinks that say they have vitamins and minerals in them. Check to see what those are. Not all vitamins are created the same.
Exactly. What are the forms of those vitamins?
Yep.
Don't just look at the nutrition facts, because that's the number one way that these companies fool you, by putting the RDA and the nutrition facts. It'll say vitamin C, 100% of your daily value vitamin C. What is the form?
Yep.
Same thing goes for the B vitamins and every other vitamin.
Yep. So then, with everything that we've gone through on the ingredients of those energy drinks, what's the takeaway? What should people be thinking as the kind of the one-liner here from this section?
So the whole reason I mentioned that we went through all of those things, the caffeine, the taurine, the B vitamins, and all of that stuff, is kind of early, like we already mentioned, but these energy drinks aren't giving you energy. They're blocking, one, your adenosine, but other things that are making you have the perception of increased energy. So for someone that's dealing with low energy throughout the day, and when you were saying this earlier, that one of the main reasons people drink energy drinks is for work purposes, to stay up late, or maybe they get tired midday. One of the other reasons that I probably see most people drink energy drinks nowadays is as like a pre-workout or during their workout or something like that. And if you're using these every once in a while, okay, not a big deal. But if you're someone that constantly has low energy throughout the day, or you're just getting really tired throughout the day when you shouldn't be, look at the root cause of why you're having low energy. Are you consuming a diet that's high in processed food? Do you have any deficiencies, like vitamin or mineral deficiencies? And we're going to talk about different electrolytes and the importance of minerals in your diet to give you energy. How are you sleeping? Are you sleeping 7 to 9 hours? Are you sleeping through the night? Are you falling asleep quickly? That sort of thing. Are you exercising? Are you getting outside in nature? Are you looking at the sun? Are you doing all these things? These are all things that I would do before you just rely on an energy drink every day to give you energy.
Yep.
I'm always about looking at the root cause.
Yep.
And this is one of those instances where I'd say, look at the root cause before you just start drinking energy drinks every day.
Yep. That's a fantastic summary there. These energy drinks were not built for the individual that's sitting in an office room for 12 to 16 hours a day. They were built for people that are doing high intense workouts or trainings, those types of things. That's what they were built for. And we did find that the average individual consuming these energy drinks is men between the ages of 18 and 34. So you really got to be working out a lot to be burning off some of the downsides that come with these energy drinks.
Right. All the added sugar and also trying to consume it earlier in the day, because you are getting all that caffeine as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the males 18 to 34, those are the people that maybe are, working super late hours, or
maybe.
I don't know.
If you are someone where maybe you've done all the right steps, you've improved your sleep as much as you can, and you're eliminated processed foods, but you still feel sleepy, and maybe it's because for whatever reason your work schedule is crazy. Maybe you work like a 12, 16-hour shift. There are some better ways to get energy. I think we'll talk about those here later on.
Yes.
But don't just give up. There are other better options too.
Yep.
Okay. So in addition to those ingredients that we talked about that aren't necessarily bad that are found in energy drinks, there are bad ingredients.
Yes.
Found in a lot of energy drinks. Let's talk about those.
Yeah. The two main ones that you're going to find in a lot of energy drinks are added sugar, and I mean, depending on the brand that you get, this can be anywhere from 25 grams of added sugar to 70 grams of added cane sugar per can. And some people may be drinking a couple of cans, so you're getting a lot of sugar. Not only are you getting a lot of caffeine, but you're also getting a ton of sugar.
Yeah.
And then so that's the main thing, and then artificial sweeteners. Last time it's been a while since I did an Instagram reel about energy drinks, but I remember when I did do it a few months ago, I was very surprised by the amount of energy drinks that contained artificial sweeteners. And I think one of the main reasons is for the marketing. So they can put 0 sugar right on the front of the package.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. These artificial sweeteners, 2 of the most popular ones being sucralose and asulfame potassium, are very, very common in these energy drinks and have been shown to have a wide variety of negative health effects, specifically disrupting our gut microbiome and killing off our good bacteria, which is so important for so many different things. One of them being increased energy.
Yeah.
So again, it's one of these things where, you're trying to have more energy, but you're really doing more harm than good by going for these energy drinks that contain these artificial sweeteners that are disrupting your gut microbiome.
It's an endless cycle.
Yeah.
You're drinking these energy drinks to get energy, and they're depleting your energy, and so you have more energy drinks to get more energy, and the cycle goes on and on and on.
Yep, and that's how these energy drink companies get customers for life, I guess.
Yeah, and that's a good point, too, on the front of the cans, the marketing that goes into it. This is a massive industry, energy drinks, and it's only growing.
Yeah.
And so companies are going to try and do things that differentiate them from others. Some of that is taste. They'll use artificial sweeteners to get there. And a lot of it is the marketing that goes into that.
Yeah, all the different colorful packaging and everything. Yeah, I'm seeing, that's a good point. It is. I feel like this business is booming, and I'm only seeing more of these. It's like a $50 billion business or something like that. And like brands like, I know one of the most popular ones is Celsius. People love Celsius. They think it's a healthy option. Not so much because it contains sucralose, this artificial sweetener. Another one, Alani Nu, I think it's called. I've seen both of these pop up in Costco recently. And again, that one uses artificial sweeteners. So, but like looking at it from the front, you would think it's a good, healthy option. It's all colorful and everything. So yeah, watch out for the marketing.
Definitely be careful. And so there are also some other negative effects of energy drinks. In addition to the sweeteners there that we talked about, there are some impacts of consuming that much.
Yeah. I mean, if you consume a lot of energy drinks, you're going to have some negative things happen within the body. One of them being some negative cardiovascular effects like high blood pressure, rapid heart rate, obviously, if you're consuming a ton of energy drinks. But some even neurological and physiological effects, like some people get anxious when they're consuming too many energy drinks. Nervousness, sleep problems, that gets into, when are you consuming these energy drinks because of how much caffeine they contain. You want to stop drinking caffeine 10 to 12 hours before you go to bed. And what did you just say? You saw the most people drink energy drinks.
It's like 6 to 7 o'clock after dinner.
Exactly. So that is 100% disturbing your sleep. Even if you don't think it is, and you're like, no, I'm falling asleep fine. It's most likely disturbing your sleep. You might not be getting deep sleep or REM sleep, 2 things which are very important for you to recover and have energy for the next day. So it's just like, the more we talk about this, the more I realize, like, oh my goodness. Like,
it is. It's a cycle.
It is.
An endless cycle. Yep. So there are a lot of kind of second order impacts to consuming that amount of energy drinks.
Yeah. And some people, will get digestive symptoms as well, bloating, gas, diarrhea, constipation, whatever it is. But yeah.
Is there any time that you can remember or any time you can see yourself consuming an energy drink?
So there was one time in the library. This was maybe sophomore or junior year of college. Late night, we were in the library. I was with a few of my friends. We were studying for a big accounting test, and they're all like, "All right, we're gonna go down to the vending machines and we're gonna get some energy drinks." I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll come with you guys." Never had an energy drink ever. Go down there, swipe my card or whatever it was, and I get an energy drink. I think it was a Monster.
Okay.
I take one sip. I'm like, this is absolutely disgusting. I couldn't even drink it. And they're over there chugging this stuff. And that's the only time I think I've ever had a sip of an energy drink.
That's it.
And it was one sip, and I threw it away.
And so there's no scenario in which you foresee yourself needing or wanting to have one.
Never.
No.
Never.
Not a chance.
No, but for me, it's more of the taste. Like and that's the same thing with like really any flavored drink. Like it just, for some reason, it doesn't appeal to me. I think it tastes terrible.
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy.
I've never tried a Celsius or any of these new ones that people are addicted to, but
no, I don't think you're missing out. No.
Have you ever had an energy drink?
I've never had an energy drink on its own. I've had Red Bull vodka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I have had that before
Okay,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. Like once or
A
twice in
mixed drink.
college. Yeah.
Those I think are very popular still.
Yeah.
That would be the only time I think I've ever consumed an energy drink.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
Yeah. RBVs
Those are loaded with sugar, I believe.
have to be
Cane sugar, not artificial sweeteners.
okay.
Yeah.
So, is that better?
If you're having one, I'd say yes, it is
Yeah.
better. If you're having, one Red Bull, which maybe has 25 grams of sugar,
Yeah.
that may be better than, these artificial sweeteners.
Okay.
I don't know.
So maybe a little takeaway.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about the marketing just before that goes on the front of these cans. It turns out that the U.S. and the EU do things a little bit differently when it comes to this. And so the actual caffeine content that's on the can, the EU actually lets you know more about what you're consuming.
Yes. So if it's over EU being the European Union, if an energy drink has more than 150 milligrams of caffeine per liter, it must state on, I actually don't know. I was going to say it's on the front, but I don't know if it's on the front. It must state that that this product contains high caffeine content. Whereas the United States, there's no requirement for this.
No.
So be mindful of how much caffeine is in there. Some of them can contain as little as the amount of caffeine that you'd find in a cup of coffee. So like 80 to 90 milligrams, I believe. But then you'll find some that are upwards of 300 milligrams. So pay attention.
Yeah. And it's great that the EU does that. Informing the consumer should always be one of the top priorities. They also restrict who can purchase these energy drinks.
Yes. So usually if you're under the age of 16 or 18, I think depending on exactly where you are, they don't allow kids to consume energy drinks, which is a fantastic idea.
Makes a ton of sense.
Kids should not, most people shouldn't be consuming this, but specifically kids should not be consuming these energy drinks. But here we are in the US, there's no requirements.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old kid can walk into a drugstore or whatever and buy an energy drink.
When you put that age restriction on it, it makes me think of the other types of products that are in that category, and it's cigarettes and alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's what the EU is effectively grouping energy drinks into that same category.
Right, because they're stimulants, right?
Yeah.
Right? They contain these stimulant ingredients.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Which the CDC defined for us.
Yeah.
They had no problem defining it,
No.
but didn't do anything about it.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Man, this is making me angry a little bit.
That's tough. So as a takeaway, maybe, what should people be thinking about as they develop their opinion around energy drinks?
Yeah, so I don't want to say, never consume energy drinks. It's the worst thing you can consume. No, it's not the worst thing you can consume. Should you be consuming energy drinks on a daily basis? Absolutely not. I do not think anybody should be consuming energy drinks on a daily basis. Every once in a while, if you're, I don't know, maybe you're traveling or something and you're switching time zones or something like, I don't know. That's just the first thing that popped in my head. Every once in a while, and you consume an energy drink, okay, not a big deal. But it's always getting back to the root cause. Why do I not have energy? And if you are going to consume these energy drinks, there are a couple of things that you should look for, which I think we're going to get into.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get into that now?
Yeah,
then?
let's do it.
So Kyle famously has his bad, better, best that he
Yes.
does on a lot of the Instagram reels. Let's do a quick bad, better, best for energy drinks. And let's start with, of course, the bad.
The bad is 99% of energy drinks out there. And when I think of energy drinks, I think of when, I walk into a Walmart or something like that, and I see an entire, a large shelf section of energy drinks. And most of them are, or I shouldn't say most of them, I should say all of them are in the bad category.
Yeah.
Because most of them are going to contain either added cane sugar, loads of added cane sugar, or these artificial sweeteners.
Yep. So look at those ingredients. When you pick up a can, look at it and see what's really in there.
Yeah. And I'm talking, Red Bull, Monster, Celsius, Alani Nu, all of them. Bang, I know. Bang. I think that one has like a ridiculous amount of caffeine.
Yeah. I saw you post, you were in the store and Prime was behind you today.
Yeah. That was their sports drink.
Okay, that's better.
But no. Oh no, that one that one also contains sucralose, artificial sweetener. But yeah, I don't know. They also have an energy drink. I don't know how much caffeine it contains.
Okay.
I know they got in trouble too with the European Union.
Did they?
For something. Like they weren't, like I think it was they didn't have and don't quote me on this, but they didn't have the warning and they were supposed to or something.
Good for the EU.
Yeah. So they're stricter.
Okay, so that's the bad.
That's the bad.
It's pretty much everything that you're thinking of.
Yeah.
So what's better if you do need that energy for whatever reason?
Yeah.
Pick me up.
The main thing to look for, like I said, these artificial sweeteners are the main ingredient that's not so good. So instead, we should be looking for maybe things that are naturally sweetened. If you can find one, and let me know if you can, because I never have sweetened one with like honey or maple syrup or something like that. I've never seen that. Maybe product idea for us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That could be interesting.
But the better for you options that I've seen are ones that are sweetened with stevia or monk fruit.
Okay.
And again, these companies are able to put no sugar on the front of the can, so I assume maybe that's why they're using them. But these are much better options than these artificial sweeteners. Two brands that I know of, and I'm sure there are more better for you brands out there, but I can't say I know of them. One of the ones I like is Nooma, Nooma. No affiliation with this brand or anything, but I know they make one of the better ones out there. It's they got some coconut water in there as one of the main ingredients, which contains minerals, which is very important for our cells to produce energy. That one is sweetened with stevia, and it also has some functional mushrooms in there, which I like for cognitive performance as well.
Yeah, that's a good point, because a lot of times when people are having energy drinks, they're doing it because they're working late and they need to have some increased brain function.
Right.
So that could be a lot better option.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, a lot better. And then another brand that I know is Jocko Go. I know Joe Rogan has talked about this brand before, because I think someone has sent me a video. But this is also a better for you energy drink. It's sweetened with monk fruit, which is a fantastic low carb, no sugar sweetener. Those are the two brands I know of. If you know of any other ones, please let me know. But it's the main thing is that artificial sweetener.
Yeah, just be careful of that.
The sugar source or sweetener source, I should say.
Yep.
But my when I need energy, I just have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to get your energy. It's the most natural. It doesn't contain any of these additive sweeteners or other and not that these synthetic vitamins are bad, but they just don't contain any of the additives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you ever, if you're feeling really tired, would you ever just take a nap? Like, is that another option here?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Take a quick 15, 30-minute nap.
Yeah.
See if that helps. Absolutely. I would definitely do that before I would consume an energy drink.
Yeah, that could be. It's sometimes just
that's a great point.
The simple things that people forget.
Yeah.
They're looking for a complex solution.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the better. But there's also some best. There's some good options, some really good options that people can also consume.
Yeah, and I think this is getting back to the root cause. So why are you tired in the first place? And how can we actually give ourselves energy instead of giving us this artificial energy, I guess you could say, and basically just preventing us from being tired? Let's actually try to give ourselves energy. And one of the best ways you can do that is by consuming carbohydrates. So one of my favorite sources of carbohydrates is fruit, but also fruit juice, preferably cold pressed, meaning it doesn't go through a pasteurization process, which can kill a lot of the nutrients. But still, even that, I'd say pasteurized fruit juice is better than energy drinks.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
because most of the time it's just a single ingredient.
Yep.
So I mean, things like cherry juice, pineapple juice, orange juice, watermelon juice, grape juice, these are all good options.
And because of the carbs that are in those fruits, you're deriving energy from that.
Yes, exactly. That's
what we talked about at the beginning.
The glucose from that gets into our cells and eventually is turned into ATP, which is how we are energized throughout the day. But also a lot of fruit. Another reason I like fruit, yes, it contains carbs, great source of carbohydrates, but it also contains many electrolytes, magnesium, potassium, calcium, sodium, all of these, so I don't know if sodium is in it. Scratch that part. And electrolytes, and now we can kind of get into that, but these minerals, these electrolytes, these are essential. So these carry a electric charge that gives our cells energy, specifically our muscle cells and nerve cells. So this is, again, getting to the root cause, electrolytes.
Yep.
First thing I would do is try these electrolytes.
Yeah, it's so much more natural.
Yes.
Than all of the other alternative options, which are just a bunch of synthetics molded together to create some sort of drink that doesn't really get at the root cause, which is what you keep hitting on here.
Exactly.
I think that's the key piece of that.
And another one that that I just thought of was coconut water.
Oh yeah.
Also a great source of electrolytes.
Yep.
Like magnesium and potassium.
Yep.
So
Common theme there.
yeah, look at the whole food sources that naturally contain carbohydrates and that naturally contain electrolytes.
Yeah. I think that's a great place to wrap this up here, is that just continuing to focus on what you're putting in your body and making sure that it is real. It's going to actually add value, and it's not something created in a lab.
I love it. I think that's where we're going to end it then.
Let's do it.
Great way to end it there, Kevin. That is going to be it for episode 15 of the Clean Kitchen podcast. We will see you next week in episode 16.
Bye.